Hey everyone, so we are playing match one right now again, and as you remember, in match one we want to every over trick and every trick matters. So even if we are playing a contract that makes that is called, we still want to score as many over tricks as possible, and especially when the contract you're playing is also the contract everyone is playing. And yeah, so I'm just gonna jump in, and after the one spade opening, I'm just gonna overcall too hard, and I'll be drinking a lot of water right now. So there are there are some modern theories that say this is not enough for too hot overcall, but I'm just gonna do it anyway because you you don't want to act different from the others in the bidding stage, because you play when you play a different contract from everyone else, like they're gonna be they're gonna be nuance the scoring is, there are gonna be some nuances in scoring, and it's very unlikely for you to have the same score than everyone else. So it's either that you are slightly better than everyone else or slightly worse than everyone else, and that's that means big swing in your scoring, in your final ranking, and that is risky. You don't want to do that, because oftentimes, if you all you need is to play the same contract as everyone else does, and you play the cards right, and there will always be someone who plays the card wrong, and you even if and you will generally be slightly above average. So it's not worth it to cause any difference at this stage. So yeah, just to insert some match point strategies, and so yeah, too hot and partner responds to spade, which I'm sure you're told that this means hard support and strong hand, but it can actually, under this condition, which is it can also mean an invite, just a general invite hand with no hard support, like on like there are three features in this situation that that cause this two spade to have different meanings. First, opponents opened. Second, I am doing an overcall, and the third, partner is overcalling at 2 level. So so the reason why, and and this is especially true when I'm doing a one level overcall. So you can imagine partner could have a pretty strong hand, but I could be I could be I could be weaker. I could be weak point wise. I so when I'm doing overcall, I'm point wise I may not be as strong as I am when I'm doing, compared to me opening hard. So like partner is gonna have some trouble bidding, like deciding how high to go when partner has a strong hand, and especially when partner does not have space stopper. So that's the point. So if partner want to invite no trump, and but partner cannot just bid no trump right now. if partner does not have space stopper. So right now you can just take this bit as showing hard support, or the case I just mentioned, which is it could be no trump invitation without space stopper, although the hand is gonna turn out very tricky. But all I'm saying this just to assure that this bit has its reasonings, although and when later partner turns out to not have 3 cards hard support, don't be surprised. Yeah. So I'll just settle on that note, and I will bid. And right now I can bid 2. I am tempted to bid 2 no trump, because I have space stopper. So in case partner does not, but 2 no trump right here, it says I need to have at least 13 or 14 points, and I do not, as you can see, only 12. So I'll have to go back to 3 hard. And this bit does not say anything because 2 spade is forcing. So 3 hard is just the bare minimum. And partner weirdly raises to 4 hard, despite not having 3 card hard support, as you will see later. So interesting decision. It puts me in a pretty, how should I say? It's another interesting marginal game. And if it's not marginal, if this is just a planned full hard contract, I won't record this video. And here you can see partner only has 2 card hard support, and partner did not bid diamond. I mean, because which is probably correct, because partner bidding diamond would not be forcing, but partner wants to force me to bid because partner has 12 points. I have at least 11 points, so we very likely have game. But how to force a game? That's an interesting question. And my loser count is not very good either. So you can see I have three club losers. I have 1 spade loser. And I have at least one hard loser. And I have a diamond suit to establish, but first I don't know if it will break well. If it's 4-1 break, I'm gonna have some trouble establishing it. And second, my clubs are totally open, and that's not an auspicious sign. That's not auspicious. You might say, well, partner, dummy has only 1 club. I can rough clubs in dummy, right? Well, if I rough my clubs with the ace of heart, that's gonna cost me a trick. That does not gain me anything, and that might even worse. What's even worse, that by spending an ace on roughing a club instead of drawing trump, I'll be slower in my drawing of trumps, and I may lose my trump control. And I'm not having enough trump to maintain my ascendancy in the trump suit over the opponent, you know. And if I rough it with the 7 of heart, I'm gonna have some serious communication issue. And not to mention that I still want to use that 7 of heart to do a finesse. I still want to keep that card for a finesse for the Queen of Heart. And another thing that makes this really tight is that the opponents, by leading the 4 of spade, the opponents are threatening a spade ruff because East opened 1 spade. So this is singleton. Dummy has 4, I have 3, East has 5 at least. East has 5 actually. East just have 5, and the 13th card you see is the 4 right here. So if I can see the trick to East, East will return before drawing trumps. East will return spade and West will ruff a spade. So first, I'm gonna drink some water again. So the first thing I need to decide is how to play the trump suit. Actually, the most important thing in this contract is how to play the trump suit. Do I take the finesse or not? Do I try to finesse for the queen? Because if it fails, I'm opening the door to the opponents. They can cash they can cash their clubs as happily as they want, and I'm certainly gonna be down. I may be down a lot, more than 1 trick. And do I use that 7? Do I give up the finesse and use that 7 of heart to ruff a club? That's also a question. So all these questions revolving in my mind, and it can be very tricky to entangle them, and it can be very, very tricky to entangle them, and all you can do to improve your judgment in such cases is to just keep playing. As you just try to, by playing a lot of hands, you learn to dissect every situation. You learn that you learn what is the point of this hand, what is the point of the issue. You learn to find that point, and you figure out how to solve it. It's not like in chess when you can just do ramification and calculate every move. Like in bridge, it's more of a holistic thinking. You first need to point out the issue. And the calculation is not that hard. It doesn't involve really complicated calculation. Most of the time. And so do I take the heart finesse or not? And if you still remember the bidding, you will realize that this finesse is close to certain. It's close to certain to succeed. That's how sure I can be about it, because you count the points. I have 12 points. Partner has 12 points. Ace king king, that's 10, plus the queen, that's 12, and East has at least 12 points too. So that makes it so West. The most amount of points West can have is 4. So west 4 at most, west 4 max, east 12 minimum. So you can imagine that queen is very, very likely to be with east. Very, very likely. So I can still, so that means I can do a finesse, and I can do the hard finesse and expect it to succeed. And if it is successful and the heart breaks 3-3, that's the best scenario for me. I can just start cashing the hearts, cashing the diamonds without any worry. And even if the hearts turn out to be 4-2, I can just leave it, and try to cash as many diamonds as possible, discarding my clubs before the opponent's rough it. Because I mean, I'll have to leave it, and because if I draw it out right away, the opponents are gonna cash clubs, and if I leave it, it doesn't matter, because it's a winner anyway. It doesn't matter it wins by when I draw the trumps, or it wins by roughing one of my diamond winners. So, and so yeah, my plan is basically to take the lead. I cannot duck the lead because they're gonna give me a rough. There's no reason to duck, and I'm gonna take the lead, and I'm gonna cash the ace of heart, and I'm gonna finesse heart. Hope, and then I'm gonna see what happens and establish diamonds. And in this plan, there's another thing you need to take note of, which is which spade honor do you use to take the lead, to take this trick, the king or the ace? And you want to keep that king. You don't want to touch that king, because just in case that there's some trouble when you establish the diamonds. For example, the opponent's rough one of diamond winners, and you still want to enjoy the remaining diamond winners to establish. And when you draw the trumps, you will spend the ace of heart, and all the entry you left is the king of spades. So you want to keep that. That's the entry to the diamonds in case any accident takes place. So you want to play small from the dummy, and use the ace to take the trick, and you place the heart to the ace, and you finesse. Now it's praying time. And yeah, we have it. And now it's another praying time. See how the diamond splits. And now you're happy. Now you're sure that on this trick, East Queen will pop out, because you know East has the queen, and that's the only card you haven't seen. And yeah, now you're happy. Now you're very, very happy, because you can always establish the diamonds, even if it's 4-1. If it's 4-1, you just cash 3 rounds, and you rough the 4th round, and now that's when the king of spade comes into place. If you don't keep that king, you won't be able to enjoy your diamonds if they split 4-1 in the opponent's hand. And I'm just gonna cash them. Is it 4-1 or is it 3-2? It's 3-2. Okay, great. So the rest is high. You can see all these diamonds are winners after I catch the king, of course. And those four winners can discard my three clubs and a spade and a spade loser. So yeah, I'm just gonna claim, and there we go. We make 7 out of this very shaky full hard contract. Yeah, and that's and when you play your cards right, that's gonna be that's gonna happen. You're gonna win. That concludes this video, I suppose. So good luck to your bridge.